what do you see from like different industries and stuff? When we talk about network modernization, is it just for like one vertical, one industry, or is it just cross segments?
Div, I'll let you go first, maybe then I'll.
I think from what I would say, what we are seeing is it's pretty much agnostic to different verticals, because we are seeing these opportunities at like the financials of the world, at retailers of the world. We're seeing them mostly in larger enterprises. They are moving away from the physical infrastructure which they have been deploying in the past to using it, consuming it as a service, the virtual infrastructure, for reasons we've been talking about. But it's pretty much across verticals which we are seeing. And now going forward, as we mentioned earlier, also that we are seeing more and more of these opportunities come our way, where these large enterprises are getting rid of their physical colos or getting rid of their physical infrastructure, and they're consuming our service as a service, virtual infrastructure. So you can add to it.
I agree. I mean, it's everyone needs connectivity,
Right.
regardless of the
And
vertical.
secure connectivity with built-in security and services. It's
Exactly.
no more about as I said earlier, about connecting point A to point B and not worry about security. So security has to be built into this fabric, and that's again the fundamental requirement of any modern network, that security is built in. And security is like, when we say security, it doesn't just mean like inserting a firewall. You're securing the perimeter. You're inserting firewalls maybe for inspection. You have different segments to keep the different traffic types isolated. You have policy layer on top, which is also like part of the same umbrella, because with the policy layer, you're controlling the access. You have selective, let's say, resource sharing, where you're allowing access to certain parts of the network by certain users. So and everything has to be, nowadays it's this buzzword. I shouldn't say buzzword, but zero trust. So everything has to be zero trust these days, because you don't trust any. So you don't trust. You basically authenticate, authorize, and then you allow somebody to access, like, so security is not just like a firewall, or not just like inserting a firewall. It's a combination of a lot of things. It's more like a principle, rather than just one way of doing it. So
Right.
that has to be built into your fabric, and that's what when we started this company, that's the approach we took. That it's not just networking platform which is connecting point A to point B. It's built-in security. It's secure networking.
Yeah. And I think it's a little bit more than just actually it's an excellent topic about security. I think it's more than just of course if you think about on-prem security and cloud security and now AI security is a whole different thing. Like how do you control these agents from just running crazy and sharing information with attackers that they're not supposed to be sharing, right? So of course AI brings a whole new dimension to that. And I think one, at least my personal point of view in that is that it has become pretty big for just one single company to solve the problem, right? Which I think is important in some considerations, that it's not that one company can solve all of it. And sometimes you need to bring under the umbrella of this architecture some additional capabilities that are coming from third-party integrations, right? Which I know we're doing very well. But at least my personal view is that anybody claiming that we can solve it all is probably not being truthful, because it is such a big problem to solve and there's no single product that can solve it all. So the idea is that this convergence of these capabilities, native capabilities, third party capabilities, without overloading the operational model, that to my point of view, that becomes the key that unlocks how enterprises take benefit from all these different solutions that exist in the market.
Yeah. The best way I like to think about this is if your foundation is strong, right, that network layer, then the security and policies sit on top of that. If that is sound, everything else will be sound, right? If that is not there, non existent, it's piecemeal, everything else is going to have issues and cracks. You take something as simple as, how do I secure my cloud internet ingress? Even single cloud. Let's say you have two different business units, right? You want to control your internet ingress. How is ingress protected today, right? It's a lot of times you're opening up holes every VPC. Now imagine in a data center putting your internet circuit, connecting it to all your access switches. Wouldn't do that, right? Typically would have a controlled way of how your traffic is going to come in and how traffic is going to leave the network. Coolest part about us being in the cloud, right, is you don't compromise any performance because our infrastructure actually sits right there inside that hyperscaler infrastructure.